So hello guys, and welcome back to another one. Here we go again into another SCPH replay casting game. My name is Daks, and if you guys are tuning on into the present, when I post this, don't forget that if you are in the quarantine tournament number 5, you still got around one game to do. It's a very interesting format that we're doing for this month, and we'll see if this is going to be a little lighter load for people to allow more people to join. Or would it be better to go back to a weekend? Give us your thoughts and all the like. We'll figure things out along the way. But this game is a PVT. And introducing first, here on the southeast side of Submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, but this man is the captain of his own ship. It's HSS on the Red Terran. HSS sounds like a ship name, right? It really feels that it's the prefix you put before the name, like HSS Starcraft Lover 69 or something like that. That's a great ship name. Maybe someone's gonna put that on your yacht or something. But it's on the other side. You're on the top left this time of Submarine LE. The man who has just gotten a ring on it. The man who we can say all our congratulations to. And for that very reason, this is why we're doing his game today. It is our blue Protoss here on the top left. It is Suebee. If you haven't heard the news, G-Boy Suebee, he's getting married. That's pretty much it. I'm really, really proud of him. And big congratulations to your personal life. But let's not dive deep into that, That's pretty much it. It's a congratulatory way for me to be able to cast your game. And hopefully it does pan out into a W into this one. But biases aside, let's get into the game. It's PVT yet again. And looking into a stand-up matchup like this, you're going to get your, of course, twin expansions by the 2-minute mark. And look at that. It's a really heavy shade of green with the new Battle Pass skin. It's pretty shiny, to say the least. At the very least, Suebee always supporting the StarCraft scene no matter what. Not only does he buy these Battle Passes, the war chests rather, he also has been a long-time supporter of the quarantine setup with Block 101. If you guys want to check out your cards and all the like, you can watch that there. This replay is not sponsored, but Quarantined is, so big shoutouts to him there. In any case, yes, we do have our standard matchup as per usual. And of course, it will be an Adept here. Chrono boosted out by Suebee to go for a little bit of harassment. Good defenses against any Marines. And can go for the chase onto a Reaper if need be. On the other side, though, I don't see the Reaper as of yet. Oh, finally, it's there. It seems like it's finally been able to navigate to the other side of the map. But here on Submarine, it's the smallest map in our ladder pool. And in all honesty, quick units like a Reaper can be built a little later. And you get the same kind of info in the meantime, or at the same time, if you have the earlier Reaper and you catch out your opponent off guard, you might be able to get a probe kill or two before anything else. For now, though, it's all about the micro here from HSS, and in the meantime, Suebee actually gonna go for the 1 gate, 1 robo immediately onto base. So this might be earlier Immortals into the fray, or at the very least future-proofing for a Colossus later on when he gets the robo bay up and running. On the other side, though, it's a tech focus here for HSS. 1-1-1 setup onto base. Seems like he should be good to go to have everything he wants and more. Neither side, though, going for early aggression as Suebee decides to make the big wall of gateways here. Which is pretty interesting because here on Submarine, as we say, very, very quick to navigate all the way to the other side of the map against your opponents. And in an instance like this, with both sides playing defensively, it seems like they're respecting one another and they're looking to play into a later game into a very, very petite map. For now, it's an observer here, and it's a lot of observers actually for Suebee. Very, very interesting call to use that early gas, not for anything else but observers. And in a map like this, he's gonna get so much vision from every single flank. If he puts up to 3 observers here, there, and everywhere, he will always see what is going on. Put them on observation mode, and no drop will come his way at all without him seeing it coming. So, a pretty interesting strategy. I think it works best on a map like this because, as we say, because of that map size. But besides that, it's a very, very intel-based game here for Suebee because, yes, he has 3 of these observers, one of them by the natural of HSS. And speaking of HSS, he has these Twin with the Mines and he wants to go for a drop very, very soon. So easy to hamper that Protoss economy. 1 with a mine drop might be the big game changer here. For now, Suebee adding in more on those gates. Once he's secure onto base, he's gonna get all the gateways that he needs. For now, though, this probe is stuck in its way. The Stalker is there with its big fat butt in the way. But for now, I guess Suebee gonna go for that 3rd base. Will we see HSS follow suit? No, he's gonna be doing it from the high ground instead. Playing it safe. Both sides very, very passive in their game so far. And it really goes to show that in a map that you feel like aggression is coming, if you play it defensively and you play it in terms of position, you can have a longer game than usual. Besides that fact though, here we go again. Suebee though, as we said, long-time supporter of the SCPH scene, and we give him his own supports after all these accomplishments in life so far. But speaking of accomplishments though, that's the one of mine's getting too! And I do believe that that Stalker gonna take some damage. One probe does go down as well. And the Observer getting caught out there, so HSS with a pretty good hits. He just doesn't know that the Observer was there, but that's extra gas going down. Suebee though, in the meantime, gonna be chrono boosting out to Warp Gate, and that's what I've been looking for. It seems like Suebee going for a very, very late Warp Gate research. He didn't do it immediately from the get-go. He went for the Robo first, and it seems like he's going for a Robo Bay immediately. So a very interesting build order here from Suebee, because on 3 base, onto the upcoming 3 base rather, that's when he's getting his tech. He's getting the Robo Bay and the Twilight Cancel at the same time. Since he's heavy on the Stalkers, it looks like it might be Blink Stalker here. But on the other side, HSS feeling a lot more normal, and his build is good to go and on the offensive. Interesting enough though, he will go for the initial attack without any upgrades. He will be getting it now double pumped out, and Stimpack not ready as of yet as well. So it seems to be a vanilla push here from HSS, looking to zone out this 3rd base, putting that Liberator in the way. For the time being, I do believe that Siege Tank did get caught out. Still though, this is going to be a good backstab here from Suebee. The Adept trying to get the hell out of there. That is going to be the Marines right now, keeping the focus fire onto the Nexus point. The other Liberator caught out by the Stalkers, but doesn't fall as of yet. And Suebee right now trying to play a push-pull, looking back on out. HSS though, in the meantime, doing the same, using those Defender zones from the Liberators to try and stay alive. And so far, so good. He's just hampering this 3rd base. HSS can easily go set up his 3rd after all of this. But Suebee is not one to give up. He has a bigger army count right now, and he's going to go for the push. Liberators do go down. These Marines right now on a one-way trip, but unfortunately for HSS, he doesn't finish the job. All he needed to do there was take care of the Nexus, and that could have been absolute gravy. But instead, this is a sauce that spills, and HSS going to be on a pretty interesting spot right now because he loses a lot of the army. Suebee is still able to keep the 3 base economy up without getting hampered with the lost Nexus points. And now HSS trying to keep things alive in the economy side with, of course, those mules to allow him that edge. But besides the fact, he has to have all these upgrades up and running. So he's double pumping out upgrades here from 2 tech labs onto the racks. Combat shield halfway done. Impact good to go. So this can be a good timing push here for HSS by around the 9-minute mark. But as we see from both sides, they do have these later timings compared to usual. And now we are going to get Charge Launch into the fray. Interesting choice from Suebee. He has these Stalkers, but he's not getting Blink as of yet. And with a Marauder into the mix, it might be kind of scary to see that Grenadier out in front. But it's good thing for him. Not too many. We got Extended Thermal Lance also coming online, as well as +1. So it seems like this is going to be a heavy lot. Colossus army. But the problem there is, if Vikings come into the play, there isn't any anti-air whatsoever. So we'll see what the plan here is for Suebee. He's just getting all the answers against Bio per se. And here we go now with a brawl, but the Stalkers are going to get caught by the Stimpack, and they will have to go for a fight here instead. Medivac's keeping the healing on. Suebee in the meantime trying to get the hell out of there, but he knows some Stalkers will be dying into the field of battle. HSS not wanting to push it. I do believe, though, he could have gotten a few more of those Stalkers along the way, but it is what it is, playing it safe instead. And for some reason, we see the Factory even flying with the army. It seems like, though, that this is a... it's a moving fortress waiting to happen. Besides the fact, a few prods, a few pokes here from both sides. And Suebee right now looking to add things up to his collection. More lots and a Colossus to boot. I'd love to see him to get that Blink Stalker. With proper micro, it can really stand toe-to-toe against any bio-based composition. You just need to make sure that you can get the hell out of there when the Stimpack comes and go for the push when it dissipates. Still though, the Charge Lots in the meantime, they're suicide units. They just go in and look to die and look to kill anything along the way. And speaking of kill, this is a kill squad here from HSS. Moving on to the outskirts. He now has all the upgrades there from the tech lab onto the racks, even concussive shells. So he has a pretty good number of Marauders into the mix. War person though gonna get caught. And goodbye immediately to that unit. Here comes Suebee though. One Colossus in behind. Stalkers right there looking to form a curve. And this is going to be HSS backing on out instead. He doesn't want to fight here, especially by the rocks, because the splash damage from the Thermal Lance is going to be painful stuff. So overall for Suebee, I do gotta commend his use of positioning. He's always answering back on HSS on proper grounds, on proper spots, and he's able to get the flank if need be. So for HSS, he needs to decide what the plan here is with his units. Is this gonna be a one-way trip, or will he be getting the hell out of there instead? A lot of questions right now. Gonna need it to be answered here. Here we go again with a fly on by HSS right now. Looking to attack this upcoming fort base, and we'll see what this is all about. There we go though, with the Nexus gonna get hampered so far. That is gonna be the cancel there, but Suebee in the meantime gonna be giving chase, forcing the medivac load on in, and this might be huge if Suebee can catch this one medivac with low HP. Can get a good chunk of units, but no, Suebee instead gonna be on the offensive. He's down on the army count though, has to be very careful how he will do this engagement, because HSS is congregating his forces, looking to set up on the third, and Suebee in the meantime trying to set up that fort yet again. So in any case though, it seems like this is gonna be a 200-200 setup here for both sides. As soon as these two big armies go for the clash, that's gonna be it. It feels like it's your playground for your children kind of thing. You have these action figures, right, and you smack each other till one of them just breaks, and this seems to be the case here. In terms of SimCity though that HSS has, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 racks on tree base. Should give him a good number of units along the way. Though here for HSS, he's gonna be mining all the way here onto the forts, but for some reason these SCVs still do not have the setup there. Overall though, economy even on both sides, which will give a slight edge here to the Terran because of those mules. More mules, more money means more Marines, and we'll see if HSS can push this off. Suebee will need to use splash damage to the best degree, and he will add Archons to the mix. I'd love to see him get Psystorm, and he's doing it right now with +2, with even Warp Prism speed, I believe, and a Disruptor into tow. Interesting. So if you do want to go for a less micro-intensive build, you do want to stay on the Colossus, but one Disruptor can always change the tide of any battle, especially if it gets the big boom that you need. It's like the 4th of July, it's like fireworks waiting to happen, and here we go though with both armies just going around each other as HSS is on the west side. Suebee in the meantime going on the offensive. And this might turn into a base race scenario here unless one of these two players decides to go on the defense instead. So Suebee is the one looking to back on out. He notices everything coming his way. Warp Prism getting scout information. That is going to be a siege tank though setting on up. And these are going to be a good number of Marines going to go. But the Disruptor going for the Nova. Sidestars are there. And a huge chunk of the Viable gonna go down. Suebee right now keeping the advantage with all the splash damage. And goodbye to the ground. Goodbye to the air. And hello, Suebee, getting the advantage of that fight. What a catch. What a catch indeed. And that Nova was absolutely huge, as well as the Psystorms coming online at the right time. We said it a while ago, Suebee was like, okay, the build is a little late, but the thing is, he got his upgrades when he needed it the most, and it is amazing for him because his Psystorms and his Nova was completely on point. Huge one there. Huge one there from Suebee. It really felt like in a more direct battle that would have been the loss of the Protoss, but no. HSS caught out in the boom, caught out in the storm, and the lightning and explosives really going to show the way to go here for the Protoss. And speaking of the Protoss right now, he is looking for the offensive. Submarine LE, a small map, so these siege tanks can get a good amount of vision from those scans. But Suebee right now just walking on forward, looking to kill everything along the way. Psystorm is there into the front line. Zealous charging on in just to die. Zalkers right now surrounding the Archon to keep it alive. There we go with a blink as well, and this is Suebee keeping the advantage on. He's taking care of business. A new Disruptor into the play, and this is Suebee so far looking to find another target or two. HSS though in the meantime still has these benefacts online, taking the high ground advantage, and Suebee has to be very, very careful. This High Templar is out of energy, doesn't have a pair to go for an Archon Warp instead, and for now Suebee gonna be backing on that. This Disruptor will go down immediately. HC also falling. So pretty solid defense there from HSS. He's able to use the ramp there. Suebee overcommitting on his push. And in the end is our Terran defending after it looked very, very scary. That Planetary Fortress also on the side. Something to really hamper any kind of those antics to begin with. So for now, Suebee gonna be looking to go on for a 5th base instead. Scary thing though is HSS is on +3/+3. This means that his Bio Ball is in the optimal states. And wouldn't be surprised to see an A move to victory there later on, unless we see our Protoss do something. He's on +2/+1 right now, and I'd love to see him prioritize the armor rather than the weaponry because of the amount of units there on the other side. But besides that fact, he's adding more High Templar. He's gonna get the Colossus again. And I gotta say for Suebee, he really bailed himself out there a while ago, but for now, he's gonna put himself in the same kind of edge that he was on to begin with. So, when you're playing that Protoss, you just have to have that balance. You have to make sure that your army doesn't fall. But you know who the real MVP here of this game is, guys? This Observer. This Observer has not been seen whatsoever. There has been no real detection here from HSS. He didn't even bother to build any missile turrets there onto any of his bases because Suebee is on a ground-based composition. And one Dark Shrine can turn the pace of this battle immediately. Like, sure, the scans are going to be there from so many orbital commands, but if baited correctly and infiltrated onto the mineral lines themselves, this could be the DT's way to go. But for now, Suebee gonna be staking with the Kala instead. He wants to go for the Templar. He wants to go for the push. Gonna be getting rid of the rocks here, interesting enough. Doesn't want to be in his own funnel, but like I say, the Colossus is gonna be happy if all those units are stuck in one side of the ramp. In any case, though, you know, Space Eagle's created, so can't really go wrong with that. As Suebee right now can add more things to the collection. Feels like, though, that these Liberators being pesky onto the 5th base. And speaking of pesky right now, HSS is just on the hunt. He's looking to bother every single mirror line that he can for free. And I like this from HSS. When he hurts a Protoss on the economy side, they really have to be careful on how they balance out their income with those units. And Nova doesn't really get anything there. But Suebee still with a big death ball, and the problem right now for the Terran, if he's splitting up his army like this, Suebee can just go for the A move and win, and he is on the Planetary Fortress right now. You know, guys, an eye for an eye becomes a base for a base instead. SCP's trying to pair that one, but it's not gonna be enough because these are laser beams and psionic energy trying to do all they can and more. Here comes the engagement, though, and it seems like HSS is waiting for something to happen. He's gonna send in those Vikings first, and here comes the Nova yet again. Starstorm is there. Nova doesn't get too much this time. I think it hurt the Zealots a little bit more instead. For now, Suebee gonna be on the hunt on the northeast side instead. But HSS will be pushing forward. Bait and switch, though, with a Psionic Storm. And this is the Protoss right now, getting splash damage yet again, getting kills for free. These Archons are having the time of their lives. And for now, with the siege tank setting up on the high ground, it's gonna be a little too late. HSS baited out there, gonna get caught. Here we go again with the offensive. And this time, Suebee gonna cook up that army to an absolute crisp. Those Colossi just getting free damage from in behind. The Vikings sacrifice for no real reason. And there you go with the push. Well, Antic Suebee right now gonna clean up the northeast side. Wants to get rid of all these SCVs. Wants to get rid of this base here. And while we are gonna get Ghost Cloak here from the side of HSS, I feel like this might be a little too late. Can he even build enough Ghosts to begin with? He's not doing it as of yet. He's just getting Cloak for some reason. And you know that EMP Shockwave gonna be more essential than an upgrade like that. But Suebee right now is on the hunt. He smells blood and he wants to go for the push. HSS, though, gonna catch him off guard, and we'll get a few units here and there. Nova doesn't get the connection, unfortunately, and HSS right now is looking to survive with a handful of units. He's still taking that high ground, though, and I like this a lot from HSS. It has been his saving grace so far, but this time with all of these units, it's not gonna be enough. The stars blink on forward. Confidence here from Suebee. That is gonna be all of that army going on down, and I believe this is it for the game. GG, well played. Suebee will take it. He hits that ring. He gets the girl, and he gets the win on the replay here. So there you go, guys. A great one. Congratulations again to Suebee for the dub, as well as the dub in life. Hope you have a good wedding there, and hope you get to check this out. Really solid plays with the bailout on the AoE. Just gotta, you know, make sure that Warp Gate goes online a lot quicker than that. But that is the game, and well played there to our Protoss.